Hello and good morning and welcome to snowy Utah. We are living in a blizzard right now, guys. We took down the Christmas decorations and so our house feels a little empty, a little bare, but what I am doing today is making homemade yogurt, and I have had several requests from you guys to show you how to make my homemade yogurt. I've been making it for about 3, maybe 4 months, and we love it. We think it's so good, and it's much better for you than the store-bought yogurt. There's no additives to it. There's no artificial coloring to it. So I'm gonna show you how we make yogurt. For the longest time, I was intimidated to make homemade yogurt. I thought it sounded difficult, but really it is so easy. Don't be intimidated. Let me show you. The only thing that you will need to make yogurt with, as far as ingredients, is milk and a yogurt. And that is pretty much it. You can use a crock pot, and I'm going to show you how to do it in an Instant Pot. The first thing is you can use any kind of milk. If you use unpasteurized milk or raw milk like Fairlife, then you do not have to boil it first. But if you're going to use a pasteurized milk, like a store-bought milk like I do, then you want to boil it first to get rid of some of the bad bacteria that's in there. You want a yogurt that contains active live cultures. So the first time that you make your own yogurt, you're going to want some of this. And this can be like any brand you want, just a plain, this says vanilla, but you want it to be plain. But once you start making your own yogurt, you can save a little bit every time. So I haven't had to buy any yogurt starters since I've been doing my own, because I just save a scoop of it and use it for the next round. So this is technically from the last time that I made yogurt. You would want a thermometer. I actually left this at Bonnie's the other day because we were gonna make yogurt, never did. I didn't have this, and so because I had made it several times, I kind of eyeballed it, knew what I was doing, and it turned out wonderful. But I got my thermometer back, and I will show you why you will need that. And you don't even need the lid to your Instant Pot, so I'm gonna put this away. Usually with most recipes, I like to measure everything. If you give me a recipe and it says, oh, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that, it kind of drives me crazy a little bit. I'm like, no, give me measurements. But this is one recipe that I literally don't need to measure out anything. So the only thing I'm going to do is pour this into my Instant Pot, and I'm probably just gonna do like half a gallon. And I think half a gallon will last my family like a week. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is hit this yogurt button until it says boil. And I cover this with a plate. It doesn't pressurize, it just needs to get to a certain temperature. So I will leave that there until it is done. I just want to scald the milk up to 180 degrees. So I will make sure that's at 180 degrees when it's done boiling. If you're making yogurt in a crock pot, you would pour the milk in, put it on low for about 2.5 hours, and that will get it to that boiling point. If you are using the unpasteurized milk like I talked about, you can skip this part. Once that's done, it should take about 20-30 minutes or so. You just take the lid off and check the temperature. And a lot of times mine hasn't quite gotten to 180 is what you want it. And so I can even put it on saute mode for a few minutes to try and get it there. But you want it to read 180 degrees Fahrenheit. So now we want this to come to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. You can either let it sit on the counter with the lid on for about an hour, or to speed things up, you can slip it in an ice bath for about 15 to 20 minutes, which is what I like to do.
15 minutes, and we're starting now.
Okay, now that this has cooled down, I'm going to dry the outside of it. Let it all dry. I'm gonna put it back in here. Okay, so this is what I do next. I just get a clean bowl and a clean ladle, and I scoop, like maybe a cup worth of this warm milk into the bowl. This is when you would take your yogurt with active cultures or a scoop from your last time that you made yogurt. This is where I don't measure. Some people have said half a cup, some people say a few tablespoons. I literally just take like a huge spoonful or two, and I put it in there. And then I whisk it nice and smooth. And then I put it back into the main pot and whisk it around. I think putting it in a little bowl like this and then adding it just makes it incorporate a little bit better, more smooth. Now you can end it there and be done. However, my family likes a little bit more of a sweet vanilla yogurt. So this would just be considered plain yogurt. You can use this as sour cream. You can use it as plain yogurt in like salad dressings. You can sweeten it with honey, maple syrup, jams, however you want to. But my family likes a more vanilla-y yogurt. So I've got some vanilla extract here. And I'm literally just going to drop a little bit in there like that. And my secret ingredient to make the best yogurt ever is sweetened condensed milk. It seriously makes it so good. So I just whisk it in here like that. You don't have to do this, but trust me, it is so delicious. I'm going to hit the yogurt button one more time until it says I like to do 8 hours. I'm going to add my plate back on top of it. If you are lactose intolerant, you can run this up to like 24 hours and it will get rid of all of the lactose, like it will break it down. I don't know the correct terminology here. All I know is if you are lactose intolerant, you can make your own, just have it run for like a really long time, like 24 hours. The longer it runs, the tangier the taste of it. We like to do about 8 hours. We think that that's just about right, and it will literally just sit. If you're doing the crock pot method, you would take the lid off the crock pot and then cover it with a towel or blanket and literally just let it sit at a constant temperature for about 8 hours as well. All right, it's almost been 8 hours. The kids are in bed, so this is going to be perfect for breakfast when they wake up. So what I need next is a bowl and a strainer, like that. And then you can either use a cheesecloth, a terry cloth towel, like a flour sack towel, but I got this mesh strainer bag, right, like this. Just looks like that. And the reason why I got this is because the one time that I used a towel like this, is it got the liquid all up, like it was soaking wet. It kind of made a big mess. It works, but it just made a really big mess. So I'm just going to put this over my strainer because we are going to strain the whey off of the yogurt. And you can do this for as little time or as long as you want. The longer you do it, the more thick your yogurt will be. If you want more of a Greek style yogurt, you will strain for a longer period of time. Online, people do it for like hours, but I don't think I want to do it any longer than 1 hour. I stick to about a half hour, and that's what I like. And when I do this part, I want to be careful not to drip any of that water down into my yogurt. I have also heard some people putting it in the fridge like this and then straining it, but you know what, I've never had to do it and it always turns out just right. So let me just kind of show you what it looks like. See, look at that. Yeah, when I started making this, I literally watched like 50 YouTube videos. I read a ton of blogs and articles, and I figured that there was literally just, there's no like wrong way to do this, but they were all pretty similar. Okay, I am just going to leave this on the counter for about a half hour and I will come back to it. Just gonna kind of shake off the liquid and dump it. All right, I am left with some whey that I pour into a jar, and do not throw this out. This is great for soups. It's just extra protein. Whey protein, you can use this for so many things. Put it in your soups, boil your rice with it, steam your rice with it, boil it, steam your veggies with it. There are so many things you can do to get a little extra protein. Keep it in your fridge and use it. Don't tell your kids. Emma's like, ew, what is that? Get that out of here. Anyway, it's good stuff. Put it in your smoothies. That's another great option. So you can still see a little bit of like liquid in there, that's fine. I just like to, before I put it in the fridge for the night, I just like to whisk it so it's really smooth. first time I made this yogurt, I didn't know that I could like whisk it. And it was really lumpy. And it was still fine, but this just makes it really smooth. Get a clear container and put several spoonfuls, half a cup, however much you will need to make your next batch of yogurt with. And then hide it in the back of the fridge so that no one eats it. And this is just so you don't have to keep buying little things of yogurt. That's a lot of yogurt. You guys, that is a lot of yogurt. Made with just like half a gallon of milk. I mean, I didn't have to put the sweetened condensed milk in here. That would have made it cheaper. Oh, see, look, this sat overnight and look how thick it is.